which is now. Alrighty. Okay, so our topic this evening is on building the Toronto Community Network. So Toronto Mesh helps communities create better networks with open source and peer-to-peer technologies that promote digital literacy and privacy. They're finally building a community network, and tonight they are sharing how you can contribute and get involved. We are joined by Henry Wilkinson, a fourth-year design student at York University and Sheridan College. He is currently on a communications team of Toronto Mesh working on the Toronto Community Network. And Cole, a programmer in his graduating year of high school and who has participated in Toronto Mesh for several years. He is currently working on the communications and networking teams for the Toronto Community Network. So please welcome our two lovely speakers, and I will turn this over to you. Alrighty. You guys can share your screens now if you'd like.
All right, is it going?
Yes, she goes.
It might be.
All right,
is it just the presentation, or is it the or is it the whole window?
It's the window as well. Like it's the tab. But that's fine.
It's the wrong one. No. We're gonna fix it. Okay, no, it's gonna be the whole window, but that's how it is.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't think I can fix that. So do this. All right. We good?
Looks good.
Cole, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm Cole. I've worked with Toronto Mesh for a couple of years now. I came to them because I was originally interested in the things they were talking about, like community networks in general, decentralized technology, and I was interested in what I can do locally in my community with that. And so I started working with them, and now we finally started up a network, and it's very exciting.
I'm Henry, although you can also call me Hank. I go by both names because that's how I roll. Yeah, I've also been around the block with Toronto Mesh for a few years now, and up to now, we've called ourselves Toronto Mesh, but we haven't really had a mesh network. But today, that's all gonna change. So I'm gonna hand it over to Cole, and he's gonna tell you what exactly a community network is.
Yeah, so a community network consists of communication infrastructure collectively owned and managed by the community, operating under the principles of democratic participation of their members. So why is a community network good for us? Community networks make internet access more inclusive and affordable. They promote the practice of digital technology rather than just its consumption. And for a community network, we can imagine local networks among neighbors, these neighbors producing local content and services, and the data for those services residing with them in a place they feel they have ownership over versus the data residing in a far-off company that they might have to trust. These community networks also elevate digital and network literacy so that the people who use the network can also be the ones who maintain and further it, rather than that information and skills being limited to a smaller group of people. Community networks engage a variety of stakeholders toward collective ownership of communication infrastructure, which is a very important thing. All right, so the image is loaded there. So community networks are not a new idea at all. They've existed across the world for many, many years. One example is a mobile telephony network in Mexico. Sensalini is another example. It's a co-op that helps neighbors connect to the internet. New York City Mesh, or NYC Mesh, is a much more recent addition to all these community networks, so one that's much more closer to home, and they provide New York City citizens with a cheaper and potentially even free way to connect to the internet. There's Freifunk in Germany is another example. And finally, even the EU has started investing in these networks through their Net Commons project. So our vision is to develop multi-stakeholder governance of digital public space and participatory management of city digital infrastructure. Our project outcomes align with the Cities for Digital Rights Declaration, of which Toronto is a part. So what exactly is Toronto Mesh? Toronto Mesh actually started at Civic Tech Toronto at one of a meeting like this in 2016. Toronto Mesh is built upon open resources and free software used by thousands, and the software we create is released as free software as well. We've run local meetups, workshops, events, and presented at international conferences. And through our online chat rooms and in-person meetings, we built alliances across continents and connected with other community network enthusiasts globally. So here are some photos of what we've done. One of the things up there is a game popular among children we built for the Maker Festival. Some of our models and projects have physical infrastructure that we've deployed around the city, and we've run many events with a diverse set of participants. So Toronto Mesh is not an internet service provider. We're not a company that wants to sell you stuff. We're not a nonprofit, corporation, or legal entity of any kind, but that doesn't mean we don't have governance or organizational structure. We're organized using working groups, and we are able to accomplish our tasks in a collaborative way. Now moving on to the network that exists today.
All right, so here's what we actually have set up in the city currently. We have a single supernode, which is deployed at 200 Woolner. And a supernode is a place where a lot of people can point an antenna at their house at this other antenna, which is typically located on top of a building. So it's got a wide sort of coverage area compared to just a regular house where, you know, all the way down the street, you might not be able to see it. But if you're in this big blue semicircle on this map, we could set you up to actually connect to this network, and you would receive access to the mesh network and also currently access to the internet through the City of Toronto digital canopy wireless access plan as part of their COVID-19 response. So there's what it looks like at the top. There's a big old panorama, and all of the houses down there can point towards this building with an antenna, which they have to purchase. But once you do that, you're connected and they can start participating on the network. And we've got plans for other locations. So because we are aligned with Cisco and aligned with the City of Toronto, we've been able to sort of piggyback on their other deployments where they hook up a building, but we are there as sort of the community aspect of it to hook up the surrounding neighborhood, or at least start creating infrastructure that would allow for that. So there's one at Thorncliffe Park, and we've got 2 whole buildings in Scarborough that will be coming online soon. So these ones aren't up yet, but oh, just you wait, we're getting there. At this part of the presentation, you're probably saying to yourself, wow, this is very cool, and how can I be involved in what you are doing? Well, I got good news, everybody. If you live in this area, we would very much like to hear from you. Please go to that link and we will talk to you about it. We currently have no actual users. This is a very recent thing. So we would very much like it if anyone here or knows anyone who lives in this blue area, you can find more information on the map, which is also visible on our website if you want to actually look at where I've just taken these screenshots from yourself. Yeah, please let us know, send us a message. The address is right there. Social media. This has turned into a recruiting presentation. We need help with social media. We have a Twitter, but we're not great at posting there a lot. Are you good at Twittering? I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. If you are, then come on down. Send us an email. Grant and proposal writing. We have been very fortunate to receive a lovely grant from ISOC. Thank you very much, Hossein. We need more grants because we're not made of money. And if we were, that'd be really weird because you could like pull money off yourself and then like you become lesser, but the project becomes more. So I've always thought that was a weird phrase. Like if you were made of money, that'd be worse. But anyway, we're gonna need more help. So hey, if you've got a lot of grant writing experience and you think this project sounds cool, contact us, ask some questions, and learn more things. web designers, web developers, and general tech people. We are going through a big transition of becoming a project that doesn't currently have a mesh network to a project that has a mesh network. And we've got like 8 people. So we need more help. And if you know or would like to know anything about this, we are more than happy to train you, to get you up to speed and teach new things. Education is a big part of our sort of general ethos. And so we would very much like it if you're willing to get involved from a technical perspective. We're willing to teach you about it. And also, we need a new brand and website. Please help me with this. I'm a graphic designer, but I am in 4th year of university and I have no time. So I need like somebody else. If anyone else is here and would be willing to contribute to such a thing, that'd be super cool. Educators. Hey, speaking of education and as part of our ethos, we are scaling that up too. So we've got a workshop series that we've given before, but the content needs some retooling. We're in talks with the Toronto Public Library to deliver a new sort of workshop series and again, get people involved in the network. So if you have experience giving workshops, technical workshops of any kind, or you want to learn from what we know, once again, it's like the price is right. Come on down and we'll get you sorted. Project and community organizers, but wait, there's more. So in order to engage with a group of people, with a whole community, we need people who are like willing to do that and have experience engaging with community leaders and have time. We've reached out to the city of Toronto. We are partnered, I think I can say that word now, so I'm going to, with Free Geek Toronto as a nonprofit organization. They help us administer our grant because they are a legal entity. We've also been reached out by Queer Tech, which is a organization from Montreal, I believe, as part of their recent hackathon, and we were able to help them out there. So if you're interested in learning more about the community network world, if you have abilities when it comes to engaging people, we would very much like to hear from you. And so yes, questions, this is the question time now. Please help us out and learn more fun things. There's a whole bunch of contact info here, but go to, if you're interested in any of these positions or helping out in any way, shape, or form, link.tomesh.net/join will get you all sorted out, I hope. And now it's time for questions and comments and I don't know, concerns? Is anyone concerned? If you are, now's the time. That's all I got.
Yeah,